The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Good evening. Welcome to TV1 News. I'm Maricela Kelaton.
And I'm Jasmine Jack. Join me later in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, dates set for LLG elections. Secretary explains Christianity bill. And Morbe province losing millions in liquor revenue. Election dates for the local level government elections were announced today by the Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soro Yoe, in Parliament. Writs for the 2024 LLG elections will be issued on June 27, 2024 and returned on 27 September 2024. The process of electing presidents in the upcoming election is yet to be decided on by the National Executive Council. Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soro Yoe, told Parliament today that Cabinet is the final vetting body to make a decision on the process of electing council presidents of LLGs. Yoe clarified this when responding to a question from Western Highlands Governor Wairapa, who wanted confirmation from the minister about what process will be used to elect LLG presidents.
The councillors are going to elect the president, or the people are going to elect the president? Can you tell this House and also the people of Papua New Guinea and the media can take note of that? Thank you.
Yoe said, as agreed by all provincial governors during their summit for provincial governments to propose the system of election for LLG presidents, he will be presenting all recommendations from the provincial members to NEC, and Cabinet will advise the Governor General. This is still pending.
When I mentioned that the provincial government make their recommendations, so they go along these two options. Maybe we have 22 provincial government. 50% of them will recommend election by the people, or another 50% will recommend election by the ward members. Okay, we make that recommendation to the cabinet to make that decision. That's one option. One option, as Governor Manus has said. Then we look at what each provincial government is recommending, and maybe that's an option that we can recommend, but that's subject to eventually to NEC to make a decision based on financial resources that entail in terms of conducting elections.
In the last LLG elections conducted, LLG presidents were elected by ward councillors after the conclusion of the election. Meantime, writs for the 2024 LLG election will be issued on the 27th of June. Nominations will close on the 3rd of July. Polling starts 24th of August. Polling ends 6th September, and writs returned on or before the 27th of September. Meantime, Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soro Yoe, has also confirmed that all ward councillors are now on the government's ALESCO payroll system.
I want to indicate to ward members all over Papua New Guinea that they are now put on ALESCO payroll. So that matter has been finalized between my office as well as DPM and, of course, Treasury. But at the same time, government is looking at how we can enable ward members to perform their duties, not only receiving their salaries. Well, in the past, they were not receiving salaries.
The Papua New Guinea Defence Force has reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to bolstering safety alongside the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary in the capital city during this session of Parliament. In a steadfast display of vigilance, the PNGDF is consistently conducting patrols within the National Capital District and adjacent areas bordering the Central Province. This proactive approach underscores the PNGDF's dedication to upholding peace and order, particularly amidst recent challenges. Through collaborative efforts with the RPNGC, the PNGDF is actively patrolling the streets, providing a tangible sense of security for citizens as they commute and engage in their daily routines. This visible presence serves to reassure the public and deter potential disruptions, fostering an environment conducive to productive daily activities. The Secretary of the Department of Justice and Attorney General, Dr. Eric Kwa, has come out to clear the air about the bill to declare PNG a Christian country, tabled in Parliament yesterday by the Minister for Justice and Attorney General, Niningi. He said the purpose of the bill is not to disturb the rights of individuals to freedom of thought, conscience and religion under Section 45 of the Constitution. Rather, it is to make PNG a Christian nation.
The Secretary of the Department of Justice and Attorney General, Dr. Eric Kwa, has come out to clarify the many disputed statements that was made in Parliament yesterday regarding the tabling of the bill to declare PNG a Christian country. Kwa said the bill is not a proposal that was developed overnight and presented to the Parliament the next day. Rather, it was developed in 2013 before the time of the Marape Rosa government. Dr. Kwa clarified that the bill does not affect Section 45 of the Constitution, rather it is established to make PNG a Christian nation.
The whole idea is to not affect the right of an individual to the freedom of thought, conscience and religion under Section 45. That section is fundamental. It's part of the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So that's already captured in our constitution.
He said there are constitutions around the world that has declared a country based on the belief of that country, and the same will apply to PNG.
The only concern is that we wanted to establish Papua New Guinea as a nation. What is Papua New Guinea? You know, when you go to other countries, they will tell you, okay, this country is this country. For example, like you go to Muslim countries, they will say, these are Muslim countries. Or you go to maybe India, this is this country, Japan. You go to the US. So what we have done is that we have asked the Parliament to give that character to Papua New Guinea. That people, when they come to Papua New Guinea, they know that this is a Christian country.
He said a much debated question around the point of Papua New Guinea already being a Christian country is not true.
The leaders have argued that the Constitution already declares that Papua New Guinea is a Christian country. It doesn't. It only says that by the guiding hand of God, and that's it. That's just one simple reference. It does not say that Papua New Guinea is a Christian country.
The Secretary added that the bill will not touch the main provision of the Constitution. Rather, the bill aims to amend the national goals and directive principles to declare Christianity as a basic principle.
That's the main provisions of the Constitution, because the main provisions of the Constitution are enforceable. It's the national goals and directive principles and the basic social obligations that we are amending. And those are unenforceable. You cannot enforce it.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Meanwhile, a court restructure bill was also tabled in Parliament yesterday by the Minister for Justice and Attorney General, Niningi. Secretary for the Department of Attorney General, Dr. Eric Kwa, said the court restructure bill will include another layer of the court, which is the Court of Appeal into the current National and Supreme Court structure.
Yes, we've been working with the judiciary to fix the amendments, to fix the the particular proposals, and eventually we got it approved by the government, and now we have the first vote that was taken yesterday. Now let me just explain to you what we are trying to achieve. The whole idea is to insert another layer of court into the current national and Supreme Court structure. So at the moment you have the lower courts stopping at district courts, then you have the national court and the Supreme Court. These two courts have been able to deal with a lot of the issues that we bring to courts every day. And so over the last 10 years, we've realized that Papua New Guineans have become very litigious. And so almost every day, everybody's running to courts. They're running to courts. But we don't have the numbers. We don't have the structures.
The West New Britain provincial government presented its 2024 budget to the Treasurer on Wednesday. The 377 million kina budget focuses on enabling growth opportunities and improving law and order in the province. A major component of the income will be from government grants comprising 283 million kina, while almost 94 million kina will come from internal income generating sources. Prime Minister and Treasurer James Marape commended the West New Britain provincial government for having a strong foresight by generating their own income.
Both recurrent operational expenses and also development grants like our SIPs and PIPs. So this is 283.8 million kina, and our own internal funding, which includes both the unspent from last year and also the development grants receiving this year, that is almost 93.28 million kina.
I want to pay special mention that Governor of West New Britain has been prudent. Some carry forward money for last year, also into this year's money plan. And I've seen a strong emergence of self-reliance in this province. They not only rely on national government appropriations. This province is amongst few provinces that is growing in its internal revenue, and the internal revenue that gives support to the total budget.
You're watching TVWAN News. We'll have more news after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bungim Yumi.
Open nets.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Right across the nation, we eat snack crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. only making here no PNG one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Restart. They might not need it, they won't need it. Try to Cody Nicarina, the Maori co-captain. He'll reach over and score. He does!
The martial arts have been practiced for centuries. Forged out of an ancient Asian world of mayhem and intimidation. But in fact, they're all about self-defense, discipline, and honor. This is XMA, the world of extreme martial arts.
Watch Extreme Martial Arts, only on Fight Sports.
Welcome back. The National Superannuation Fund, or NASFund, launched its new superannuation education content yesterday in Port Moresby. This new product aims to empower its members with valuable knowledge and resources to make informed financial decisions for the future.
The NASFund Superannuation Education Contents, which was launched yesterday, aims to enhance superannuation literacy and ensure that basic knowledge about superannuation is easily accessible by its members. The educational material covers various aspects of superannuation, including knowledge about NASFund's products and services and retirement planning. Chief Executive Officer of NASFund, Rajiv Sharma, said the education content contains 7 series of engaging and informative videos covering topics about the importance of superannuation.
Developed 7 such videos, and those videos are the one they basically cover all the other aspects of superannuation. Our digital offerings, product and services, housing advance scheme, membership discount program, benefit of employer and employee voluntary contribution, EDA-Super for non-citizens and informal sector. And there is one more, and one of the content there is what is the requirement, why is there a need of superannuation now? Because in one of the videos it is described that we need to look for 2 things. One, what is our current savings, at what age we will retire, how much superannuation we will have at that age, and then with the impact of inflation, that money which we have, how long it will last for us.
He said the videos will also be published at the NASFund e-branch and social media sites. This is to ensure that NASFund members can easily access information by using their phones instead of standing in line at NASFund branches to get information.
During the course of next few weeks, we will release these videos on all the social media handles which we have, which is Facebook, and then we have LinkedIn and Instagram, and I'm told that TikTok also will be the next one where we'll go and basically put all the videos, so where you can educate yourself. And again,
this information is also available in pocket-sized booklets.
It has got information, all the information which we talked about. It is a 16-page brochure which we will be distributing after some stage. But first stage would be we are going to put those brochures on our website, and we will put it in the social media so that people can download and read it whenever they want, wherever they want. So that's the whole idea.
Craig Kaviagu, TVWAN News.
Meanwhile, the NASFund CEO encouraged people who are yet to contribute to super funds to start contributing because it is an important savings platform that will support them after retirement. Sharma said early superannuation contribution is important for better preparedness for life after retirement.
The message we want to pass through you to all the membership or those who are not member as yet, that it is also perceived that superannuation is something when you retire. But you cannot have enough superannuation if you don't start building your superannuation when you are young. and impact of compounding interest that comes to play when funds are left for a longer period which are invested there.
The notice by Puma Energy to scale down its operations is set to pose a burden for PNG Air, who uses jet fuel from Puma Energy. PNG Air, in a statement, said they have assessed that the integrity of their current schedule will be challenged and cautioned customers that they will not be held accountable to accommodate disrupted passengers. They say this is because limited fuel allocation through the network will place safety constraints on the operation of their aircrafts. In the meantime, PNG Air has indicated to work with other fuel suppliers to source fuel to maintain the integrity of its current schedule. However, it cautions that this may be an additional cost to the airline. Outgoing chairman of the Morobe Provincial Liquor Board, Amos Muliap, admitted that the province does not have an updated record of liquor licenses. He estimates that Morobe loses over 5 million kina in revenue every year because the Provincial Liquor Licensing Office does not do monitoring and surveillance in the 10 districts.
On Thursday, the 15th of February, new members of the Morobe Provincial Liquor Licensing Board were welcomed at the Lei International Hotel and given a brief rundown on what the outgoing board members had accomplished during their 3-year term, starting in 2020 and ending on October 21st, 2023. Outgoing chairman of the Morobe Provincial Liquor Board, Amos Muliap, admitted to the lack of performance by one of the most important divisions in the province. He said members of the board are political appointees. When thanking the former governor for appointing them, he said the board vets applications for liquor licenses as well as carries out awareness and trainings in relation to alcohol consumption. However, most times the process is bypassed, and as a result, there is no proper record on the number of liquor licenses issued throughout the years.
But within commercial area, maybe I give license, maybe must look not given. But to be fact, number of license from city and average mark from operate. To be fact as a chairman. And I question that, but the administration never briefed me.
Muliap said most of the licenses that bypassed said processes were issued to foreigners, about 20 who are operating as distributors.
And this were the normal process. But it wasn't been happening since I came. I saw many things out of my administrations. The process has been bypassed by the commission board members and office administrations.
To date, the outgoing members of the Morobe Provincial Liquor Board have no idea how many licenses were issued and to whom. Monitoring and surveillance are also not conducted, so outlets are operating with expired licenses or no license at all. Muliap estimates that the province loses over 5 million kina in revenue every year. He said while the provincial government sets 5 million kina as the annual target, the liquor office falls below that despite having over 600 licensees in the province.
Morobe province has the highest fee regime in the country. Like the hotels, they're 80,000. Now all distributors, these are the ones who get direct supply from SP. They have accounts with SP Brewing. ML 100,000 now, yeah? PEC approving 150, but administratively, that was a shock, and the Chamber of Commerce was complaining.
Mark was also not able to give an estimate of licensees in the province, saying his office will provide the information at a later date. Pamela Guare, TV1 News, Lei.
The new Morobe Provincial Liquor Licensing Board will focus on controlling the sale of alcohol as well as monitor the products that are sold to the community. The new chairman, Gias Dilase, and 8 other members were present at the handover takeover ceremony on Thursday, February 15 at the Leh International Hotel.
The Morobe Provincial Liquor Licensing Board is responsible for the vetting and issuing of liquor licenses throughout the province, as well as monitoring and surveillance of licensed outlets to ensure they renew their licenses and do not breach any laws or policies outlined in the Provincial Liquor Act 2003. All members of the board are political appointees who will serve a term of 3 years. The new chairman, Gyasi Lasse, who is popularly known by his stage name, Keidumen, said while revenue is important, his team are fully aware of the issues caused by alcohol.
Big walk-through stuff. You talk about liquor licensing and we got good plan and no good plan inside law. Liquor aims to contribute law plenty bangarap inside the society, family. Nowadays, you really go plenty all everyone come up here. You will go by and it's all alcohol related, which become strong lobbies for me now. Make sure things are in order. It's but we broken revenue law province. We make revenue. It's not about money, but you must get control. But we must get big control. How you sell beer, how you distribute beer. When I kind of beer, you sell in the province. All all beer stuff like good all man made to drink. Plenty company or Salem or cheap beer where plenty people in the society in the community. Bangla look me want more board me, but look once if it comes that big like an banning the beer province, we need to.
During Thursday's handover takeover, outgoing chairman Amos Muliap challenged the new board to do better than them. Muliap said since October 2020 to 2023, the board never conducted awareness, had no control of the issuance of licenses, and did not keep a proper record of licensees. The new board has taken on the challenge, with Lassie making a commitment to conduct awareness in the 10 districts of Morobe.
Awareness to drink beer. Control. By at least must get control. So selling beer, how you buy, how you kissing to. Me look big club all you Chinese or Bangladesh or you or black people you got selling beer inside the province to me, you must abide by our laws. Make like all act law, provincial act law, liquor license. You must abide by our law. So you know come to law them law me like all act law, liquor license board. Bami planning law, Bami me want the board me no come easily. We make sure you facing what against law what you working.
Craig Kaviagu, TVWAN News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2665 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2590 US, $0.3942 Australian dollars, $0.2329 euro, and 38.50 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, cocoa, and crude oil closed higher, while copra, palm oil, and copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after these short messages. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add your kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for chicken a great umutu. Sip sip the mumu, yes, magic from you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Number One Super wants members Super to last as long as possible in retirement. With Number One Super's retirement savings account, you get regular payments while the balance remains invested and continues to grow, helping your super savings last longer. It's like still getting paid even when you stopped working. Number One's retirement savings account. Contact us today to find out more.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Starting this scale yard want a chance to win him scale school money blow all pickinini. Scale rice he give him 200 chance to win him 1,000 kina scale school money. Buy him any scale or scale or rice product, write his full name na mobile number lo backside lo receipt, na put him inside lo entry box inside lo store. He got promotion term na condition too.
Skull Rice,
the grain changer.
Knockouts, only on Fight Sports.
Welcome back. In news overseas, Australia's jobless rate has risen above 4% for the first time in 2 years. Unemployment has been edging up for months as employers slash payrolls and cut back on recruitment in response to 13 interest rate hikes.
Work in any industry can be challenging, especially in some sectors like the arts.
It's genuinely frightening. A lot of us aren't sleeping. We're finding this to be harder than ever.
As a freelance stage manager, Jordan is finding that secure work is hard to come by.
I have about 15 hours of work in the next month and nothing especially promising about anything else coming along.
Australia's unemployment rate rose to 4.1% in January, which is a 2-year high. More than 22,000 people were added to the jobless queue, while only 500 jobs were created. And the number of people currently working or actively looking for work remained steady.
These figures were clearly worse than expected, but I think it's important not to overreact.
4.1% is still very low by historical standards. The 5-year average before COVID was about 5.5%.
Unemployment has risen more quickly than many economists had expected. They say there's a chance Australia's economy could face a sharper slowdown, and that would strengthen the case for the Reserve Bank to cut interest rates. But for Stuart Moran, finding work as a project manager is not easy.
I've been applying for 40 to 60 jobs a day. That's kind of totaling 2,000 jobs, and I'm barely getting any response at all.
With more than 100 applicants for each role, the competition is intense.
I've barely had 10 in-person interviews.
Playing solo in a tough economy.
While there are no wedding plans yet, Anthony Albanese becomes Australia's first leader to get engaged while in the top job. Their engagement was announced in a post on social media with the caption, "She said yes," after the proposal on Valentine's Day.
Love is in the lodge.
It's wonderful that I found a partner who I want to spend the rest of my life with.
On Valentine's Day at his official Canberra residence, the Prime Minister popped the question.
I asked on the balcony, or one of the balconies.
The two dining at a local Italian restaurant ahead of the big moment. Nothing too flashy compared to some of their previous outings.
I'm not quite sure how I top this for date night with Jodie. At any time, anywhere in the future.
From the glitz of a ball to the sparkle of a jewellery store, the Prime Minister's believed to have enlisted the help of these local experts after meeting them a few years ago in his electorate.
Well, we got the best material here. High quality. Yeah. A lot of planning and thought went into everything from the ring that I helped to design.
The couple met in 2020, the romance beginning with a shared love of the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Jodie Hayden by Anthony Albanese's side as Labor claimed victory almost 2 years ago.
Thank you for coming into my life and for sharing this journey.
Then joining him on the world stage and attending some of this century's biggest moments, making their own history today in a post on social media which saw well wishes from celebrities and his counterparts in New Zealand and Singapore.
And I just want to thank everybody for such warm congratulations today, from our friends to our family.
The next big question, when and where the wedding will be.
Back home, Papua New Guinea Nurses Association President Frederick Kebai is a proud man as he leads the nurses into financial inclusion with the launch of their very own Savings and Loan Society on Thursday, 15 February. PNG is over 50 years old and has been a legal entity in more years than some other government agencies that celebrated 50 years late last year.
Many of the executives of the PNG Nurses Association have worked hard to develop a welfare fund for its members.
The launching of PNG Savings and Loan Society today marks an achievement in the history of the nurses that formed the basis and aspiration of this union, established on the 12th day of December 1972. As an industrial organization for nurses.
Two former executives were among those present and were acknowledged by the General Secretary, Molina Kwalimu.
I welcome you all, VIPs, our corporate clients, regional executive, national executive, and particular mention of our two former executives, namely Stephen Nawik, PNG former president, and Lanson Inanu, who have toiled away to lay the initial foundation work for the establishment of savings and loans for the nurses.
President Kebai, a proud leader with a big heart, who led a team through collaborative efforts, established the PNG Nurses Association Savings and Loan Society. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
The North Ambanob mothers in Medan province are organizing themselves to utilize funds that have been allocated to the Medan Provincial Council of Women. A total of 69 women from the Ward 1 came together and elected their executives to represent them at the council following the allocation of money to the council by the North Ambanob LLG. Women from the 9 other wards in Ambanob LLG have been urged to also organize themselves by appointing executives and to be prepared to participate in the program.
A total of 69 women representing Kranket, Biliap, Panitibun, and Ulifun Islands, Gogom and Balam villages in Ward 1 gathered to elect their representatives. The executives appointed include Madri Kasu as president, Martha Basho as vice president, Kathy Bashan as treasurer, and Albertina Lapiu as secretary. This is after they were informed of the opportunities available through the Madang Provincial Women's Council. Ward 1 Administrator Ilan Kashu, in his pursuit to bring development to his communities, found a way to work with mothers through the Women's Council and encourage not just the Ward 1 women, but the entire North Ambanob women to participate.
Through and hard. Side the development hard through the movement. Even if it's the close to through the town. But since then, some of the lemlet olino been one valley part long and
Ward 1 Councillor Rodney Selan applauded the women for taking the lead in empowering other women in the LLG in order to benefit from money that's been allocated. He challenged the mothers to set aside their differences and work together.
For sample time, me no harim talk belong him. I can kalapi mean, I can approach him president Ambino. I can approach him in, I can approach him district administrator. Because office people I am staff in the inside law district office here.
A database for all mothers of North Ambanob Ward 1 is being put together as a first step to the planning process. President Kaso thanked all women for having the confidence in her and called for their support in her tenure as president.
Come down, I give him you. This is understanding and my staff. So you must hold him hand now. Now you walk boom one time. Look come up him or let him. Development must come inside long area. You mean long here? I'm in a Ward 1. No go to development inside the place. No go through.
Carol Kidu Jr., TVWAN News.
High-Tech College in Port Moresby started its academic year with presentation of laptops to students who had paid 60% of their total annual tuition fees up front on Wednesday, 14 February, at its new Barocco premises. Starting this year, the college will be delivering lectures and instructions online using a number of digital platforms in partnership with overseas institutions and agencies.
With about 100 students registered so far, High-Tech TVET College is moving on to the next level of delivering training by going online, and what better way to do it than to equip each student with a laptop. 20 laptops were handed over to those students who were present.
And here in Moresby, we already graduated 1,500 already for the last July 2019 to last year 2023. And then we had a little support, like we have a program where Governor Pago and Justin Tetego, and they were TVET programs where they pay a bit of school fee for the students who enroll with our institution.
Managing Director and Founder Michael Goro said in 23 years he had covered 23 provinces in terms of student recruitment and training, including the autonomous region of Bougainville, where he trained 400 ex-combatants in 2009.
In 2009, I went to Buga, and then I've been training 400 ex-combatants, the BRAs, in 2009. And then they all graduated. Now they are very successful. And then with that, according to our tally records, we have 20,000 plus graduated already from High-Tech TVET College.
He said over the years, the institution has trained and graduated over 20,000 students with TVET certificates and diplomas. There are some exceptional testimonies of people excelling in the business world through further studies and a grown business.
The successful stories is over thousands. Like for example, I've given about one of the table mama that we changed there, and now she's the branch manager for BSB Bank in Chiwaka. Her name is Casey Ali. She was a table mama for 6 solid years. She came and attended the short course with us, certificate in accounting, and then we asked it in her and then applied for a job with BSB Bank, and then they accepted her.
Starting this year, the college will be delivering lectures and instructions online using a number of digital platforms in partnership with overseas institutions and agencies. The funding sources has been school fees alone, some individual payments and some through sponsorship by the local members of parliament.
To set up the software into the laptops, it's going to be only around 5 to 10%, not much. But most of the thing will be online because we already have our own platform online. I take Tibet College platform online already. So students will have access to our platform, and in the platform they will already have all the modules there and all the courses, everything will be in the platform.
High-Tech Tibet College will continue to register students until end of March, and they encourage working class people as well as school leavers to register as they expect to enroll 1,000 students this year. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
And that's all we have in the news segment. Over to you, Jasmine.
Thanks, Maricela. We'll have sports news after the break. Stay with us.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Strong like you, smart like me. I hope they don't break. Now Choli Luki's son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus thread. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
As we see the All-Stars now winding up in Vancouver. What a beauty!
Hai, suruh kang plus dulu TV. Alright, Mika.
This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good jade.
The stakes are high, and every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it! Rush, 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 move, move, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever, streaming now on Outdoor.
Your clan, all the samurai, they need you now more than ever.
What did you see?
It's big. We're gonna make it home.
Make sure you're not late for dinner.
Buckle up.
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, Cricket PNG is now maximizing its efforts in spreading the gospel of cricket right around the country using its development and talent identification program under former PNG representative player Rodney Maha. Maha, who's now Cricket PNG's talent and identification manager, said the focus is now on building up the next generation of junior cricketers towards the next World Cup.
Maha said the focus is to promote and spread the game to more centres around the country rather than concentrating in Port Moresby alone and to make cricket a national game. He said Cricket PNG is now committed to spread its wings and roll out their junior development programs to 6 centres they have identified, namely Alatau, Lae, Kimbe, Popondera, Mount Hagen and Goroka.
We had a new program just started where one of our senior officers, managers, Lakaniola, is looking after the Balolo. The Balolo program has really is something that's going to really help, especially my talent ID work. We've previously been selecting players from softball competitions, which hasn't worked out for us. Now that hardball part is the link that is missing. We've got that, and it is probably the one of the most important programs that will help us select our next players for the tournament. Sorry.
Apart from talent ID, they would also create links for players to be mentored by competent coaches as part of their development process to harness their cricket skills and knowledge of the game. Maha, however, highlighted that facilities and coaching are the 2 biggest issues lacking in a lot of centres, which they are addressing at the moment as part of their rollout strategy.
I'm very excited. And every now and then I go to these guys from the outside. We have long chats on how we can best develop and bring the kids here and align them with our programs for leading up to high performance. But to answer your question, it is very important because cricket is growing. Even China, Korea are playing, and even internally we didn't even know. You guys didn't even know there was a development officer in Jiwak. Same thing. Cricket is spread globally. For that sake, we must also spread it here. And for it to become a national sport, we have to include everyone else.
In supporting the program, Cricket PNG General Manager Lee McDowell said Maha's role covered a wide range of responsibilities, but with his vast knowledge of the game coupled with his experience, they're very confident he'll get the job done. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The Port Moresby Basketball Association is set to commence its highly anticipated pre-season power-up event on February the 20th at 6 p.m. at TAIC. The event promises to be a riveting showcase of competitive basketball featuring 6 clubs, including 2 new teams, Equalizers and Lakwaharu.
The pre-season basketball bounces off with the inclusion of 2 newcomers, Equalizers from Bomana and the Lakwaharus from the Tupusera Association. This is set to draw some competitive challenge on the court. Seasoned teams like Ultimate Saints, Chariots and Exodus form a formidable league of 6 clubs. The event will last 3 weeks. Sleeve Mohu, the general manager for Port Moresby Basketball Association's basketball operations, gave updates to this newsroom regarding the association's season's calendar. He mentioned that PMBA has received sponsorship from credit corporations for the past 3 years, with a contract of 20,000 kina, which will end this year. Number 1 Trophy has donated trophies for the finals since 2022 till last year. Sleeve said there are notable players and/or teams that are strong competitors to watch out for during the pre-season, and it is a tough challenge in the deciders.
We have our existing clubs, all are very strong teams, so it's very unpredictable to who to choose for 2024 season.
The admission fee is yet to be confirmed, but PMBA assures that admission to Tarama Aquatic Center will be free for those who want to come and watch the game.
This year we'll be running 6 team competitions. 4 existing clubs from 2023, Exodus, Chariots, Saints and Ultimax, with 2 new clubs, one from 8 Mile, Solbonmana, Equalizers, and one from Tubusere, Lakwaharo, new inclusion to Combat 2024 season. We will be starting our first preseason games on Tuesday, 20th February. 2 teams will be playing, 4 teams. We start at 6 o'clock, and second game will be on Thursday, same timing, 6 to 9 at Aquatic Center.
General Manager Sleeve Mohu also shared that POMBA is pending decisions about introducing the school competition, which may run in March or April of this year. I'm Carol Kidio Jr., TVWAN Sports.
The PNG Hunters pair Pel Campinias and Judah Rimbu's preseason training stint at the Dolphins concluded this week. Campinias, who picked up a serious knee injury in the 3rd week of their training stint, would be required to remain in Brisbane for recovery, while Rimbu returns to the Hunters camp today as the team looks to putting the finishing touches to their final preparations ahead of the 2024 Hostplus Cup season kickoff next month. When giving an update on the status of Capinias' recovery, PNG Hunters coach Paul Ayton said Capinias is recovering under the care of Dolphins pending advice on the next option.
Appel, he's well. He's finished his surgery and he'll be joining us. Well, whatever's best for him recovery-wise. So for me, it's like whatever you need, whether the best rehab is here or down Australia. I think Dolphins want to make sure that he's okay. So they will make sure he gets the best of the best, which we normally do at the Hunters. And Judah will join us tomorrow. I think he flies in tomorrow. I really wanted him today, but he flies in tomorrow. So we have to probably get him in maybe a whiteboard session and really update him on all we've done, because we've done a lot. We've covered a lot this pre-season, and he'll be a key part of that. So.
Central Dabari's former captain and Hunters 127 Walentau Loy is embracing his 2nd season with Capras at the Santos National Football Stadium in July 2023. The 26-year-old Central Province native is again pushing his luck for a spot in the final Hunters 30-man squad for the 2024 QRL season.
Thrown in at a deep end to defend against a Kumul wrecking ball and Capra's enforcer Nixon put in last year's round 16 clash against the Central Queensland Capras was the baptism of fire for young Walentau Loy. He did a job on the Western Highlander on the left edge and never looked back since. Tau Loy, now back in the squad and being one of the returning Hunters, believes he's put in the hard work through the preseason to consolidate his spot on the team for the 2024 Hostplus Cup season. He said making the squad again this year is pretty special and he is grateful for the opportunity and will take it with both hands to impress the coaches. He said training has been good and he's learning as much as he can to better his game and prepare for the new season.
Made my debut in Digital Cup in 2020 with the Central Daparis, and I was called up last year mid-season by the Hunters. It's pretty special. I'm grateful for this opportunity. Trying to just grab everything with 2 hands wholeheartedly, just to impress the coaches to make the final cut. Yeah.
Projecting on his personal goals, Loy is not getting ahead of himself, but would rather let the process take its course. In the long term, he would love to make the Kumuls. In short term, he would like to see the Hunters make the finals this year.
Training's been really good. We've learned a lot, still learning. I just try to get the basics right, all the small things right, to get us ready for the season proper. Yeah. To be honest, my long term, I just want to make the Kumuls. For the short term, just help the team make the finals. Yeah.
Tau Loy was happy to be part of last week's trial match against Ipswich Jets, where the Hunters proved the better side, defeating Jets 18-4.
New boys have picked up really well throughout preseason and they've been really good. The trial match against Jets was pretty good.
good performance from the old boys and the new boys combined together. Just executing all the things we've learned during preseason. It's pretty impressive, yeah.
With only 2 weeks out from the new season, Tauloi has worked hard on his body weight and his defense to improve his overall performance. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And to overseas sports, the start of the Super Rugby Pacific season is just over a week away. But the fallout from the financial woes plaguing the Melbourne Rebels is continuing to cause uncertainty. Ticket sales for their Round 1 game against the ACT Brumbies are the latest to be affected.
Playing in front of an empty stadium isn't how any Super Rugby Pacific player would expect to start the season. But it's what the Brumbies and Rebels might face in Round 1, and it has players confused.
I didn't actually know about that, so yeah, unsure what's going to happen there. Do you guys know anything else about that?
The Melbourne Rebels went into voluntary administration a fortnight ago, and the fallout has been brutal. Yesterday, Rebels CEO Baden Stevenson was sacked alongside the club's high-performance coaches and administration staff. Now, the Rebels and Rugby Australia are trying to reach an agreement with Amy Park so fans can watch next week's match. Rugby Australia says, "We are working to finalise the relevant new venue agreements for the Rebels imminently. Once they are in place, the Rebels are ready to go live with ticket sales." Despite the off-field noise, Brumbies players are focused on their performance.
Obviously, seriously unfortunate for them, but we've got to go down there and try to start our campaign off well. So, yeah, they're gonna be a great team this year, no matter what's going on off the field. So, yeah, we've got to be ready for that.
Rugby Australia is hopeful an agreement with the stadium will be reached within the next 24 hours, so players and fans may not have to wait too much longer for clarity. As for the following week's Super Round, also being held in Melbourne, it's much better news. Tickets are already on sale because the Rebels aren't organising the event.
And that ends the sports segment.
Thank you, Jasmine. That's all the news we have for you this evening. Have a pleasant night. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly